How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a new video. In this video, we are getting at least one taillight installed on the NC Miata. So thank you to everyone who joined my live stream on Sunday. Sorry I didn't have an actual video for you guys. I've just been working non-stop on these taillights. I've painted them 4 times now, sanded them 4 times. I've tried all kinds of different things just to get them to look as good as possible, and this is the first one. I think the second one is going to turn out a lot better, but the first one's in a good enough spot to where I think we can install it, and in the future maybe we can mess with it a little bit more, but right now the project is just taking too long and I'm ready to move on to other things. So from right here, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Well, this is my YouTube channel and I show you guys everything. So up close, you can kind of see along the edges there's some ridges where just sanding didn't do enough. Just along these little bottoms here, there's not any gouges. It's all smooth. It's just kind of wavy, I suppose, if it'll focus. So it's just a little wavy through here, but this section looks really good. This section's not too bad. You can kind of see some of the little divots right there. I did satin black paint on this, like a semi-gloss, and it was really glossy. So I went with a flat black, and the flat black actually came out the way I had hoped it would. You know, it has a little bit of a reflective property to it, but it's not like glossy. So it's a nice trim looking black, matches the side skirts pretty well, so that's good there. But yeah, we're gonna install it. The lens itself is pretty clean. I threw a little layer of like a ceramic spray on it just to shine it up a little bit, but otherwise this looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. For the most part, I've gone back so many times now and sanded this and, you know, redid it. I got filler putty and filled in any gaps that I could, but it's just, it's tough. It's sanding it down and feeling it, and it feels smooth, and you can't tell if there's gonna be any ridges or anything, and then you paint it and it's like, okay, well, you see the imperfections, but I'm happy enough with it. Given that this is the first one, I think the second light is gonna turn out way, way better. Considering that I've learned a lot from this one, but we're gonna go and just throw it in the car. But first things first, we need to modify our taillight housing where the bulbs go in, because we need to swap 2 of the bulbs around, because on the NC taillight there is turn signal, brake light, reverse light, and on the NA light it is reverse light, brake light, turn signal. So we have to swap these 2 bulbs around. So we've got our 3 bulbs, reverse, brake light, and turn signal. So the reverse light obviously fits in just fine. So this one right here is our turn signal, and originally it goes in right here just fine, but we are going to need to move it to this side, and there's not really a good way fit it because it's got all the little grooves, and that goes for this one as well, which needs to go here, which just doesn't really work as well. So thinking what I'll do is either play with the bulbs or play with the housing. I'm not sure, but these don't fit and we have to make them fit. So let's just get to trimming, cutting, whatever. Here's our turn signal bulb that we're moving from here to here. And what I did was I cut off a little nub right there. So there was like a little guide nub in the plastic on that, so I cut that. Otherwise I didn't have to modify the bulb housing at all. For the taillight housing itself, I had to enlarge this top groove here, kept this one the same, kept this one the same, and then I enlarged this one here, because this one and this one are our little locking fins or tabs right there and right there. So I didn't want to mess too much with those, and I wanted to keep those in the bulb housing itself. And we can line it up like this. It's a little tough to get in, but it does go in. A little bit of persuasion right there, and we're locked into place. All right, and on the brake light bulb, I didn't actually have to modify the housing at all, which is nice. or on the brake light bulb, I didn't have to modify the bulb housing at all, which is nice. It just has the one little locking ring here. So I had to enlarge 1, 2, 3 of the holes here, just using my file, and with a little bit of pressure, fits right in. So now we can throw the taillight in the car. On the NC2 taillight, you'll see that there's a little like tab here. This is like a little guide pin almost. And there is one on the NC1 housing as well, but it's in a slightly different position. So what I had to do was, so you'll see on the NC1 housing, I took that little tab off right there and there. So there's the comparison for you if you can see. So yeah, little tab taken off, and now it still fits and everything just fine, but it gives you enough movement side to side to fit it into the body better, which is the issue that I was having. So I'm gonna put this in and then we'll reveal it. Obviously there's some key differences here with the NC1 taillights fitting into the NC2 body style. So the top part shape is mostly good right until about here, where you can see that there's a little gap. It's almost like the bumper design on the NC1 is different. And then it also overhangs here just a tiny little bit, not too much, but the side fits really well there. And then this is just a kind of a shadow up here. There's not really a gap there, but otherwise, it's looking good. Now that it's in the car, I think the imperfections in the paint get outweighed by the overall aesthetic of putting in these taillights, and that just looks so cool. It looks so good to have like a NA style taillight compared to the NC2. I mean, it just fits. It fits so perfectly. And I know a lot of you will just say, oh, you should just put the NC1 lights in and vinyl wrapped it and cut out the reverse light, and that's fine. A lot of people do that and it looks good, but I just wanted to take the extra step, and I think it's definitely worth it. So let's test all the lights out. All right, so I'm gonna do hazards first. Nice. That's awesome. Works perfectly in there. You can still kind of see the little frame of the NC1 innards. Just that little square bit. But yeah, that looks good. All right, and then this is just daytime running lights. Looks good, bright enough. It looks orange on the camera, but it is a nice deep red in person. So that's good. So we are looking really good. You can see the bulb in there just fine. It's got the reflector around the ring there, but there's the difference. Super cool. I am stoked on this. I'm very determined to get the other one done now. So that is gonna be it for this video, guys. Super stoked with how it turned out. I was really upset about the paint. Like I said, I did it multiple times and it's still not perfect, but it's good enough to install and see how I do on the second one, because I'm not gonna film any of that. I feel like this series went on for way too long. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, but at the same time, kind of not. So I'm just gonna knock out the second one off camera, take my time with it, get it installed in the coming days, but we have some stuff coming for the Golf, at least videos to do for that. Otherwise, hope you guys like it. I am really stoked on it. Haven't seen anyone do this in quite a long time as far as like internet, YouTube goes. So I'm happy that I can be a little bit of a resource for people who are interested in this sort of process, but I'm just gonna enjoy it and get the other one in, and then we'll take some proper pictures, videos of the car once both taillights are in. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for what we have coming next. If you are new to the channel, be sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.